علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Thank you very much, Datuk. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Alhamdulillah. How about the voice? Is it okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now we are at week 4 already. Out of 6. So we have 2 more weeks to go, inshallah. Today, let me share with you the slides. You can get the letter, the slide. I've already posted to the organizer. Okay, hoping that you can see my slide. Okay, let me see how to make it. What do you call this? Okay. Okay, the Islamic Worldview, week 4, the 4 major constituents of the Islamic Worldview. So this is the major, the 4 major components in our Islamic Worldview. There are 4. Number 1 is God. Number 2 is man. God here, of course, we have no other God except Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And la ilaha illallah. And then the concept of insan, the concept of dunya, and the concept of the hereafter, which is akhirah. So these are the 4 major importance knowledge that we need to instill in our worldview. They are the basic components. Okay, today because the time I put it to God and man. Actually, it requires long discussion, but just to open the door, so we are going to talk about God and man. God and man today. So when we talk about God in Islam, it comes to the concept of Tawheed, the concept of Tawheed, the oneness of God. Okay. Literally, Tawheed means unification, making something one or asserting oneness. It comes from the Arabic word wahada, which itself means to unite, unify, or consolidate. However, when the term Tawheed is used in reference to Allah, it means the realizing and maintaining of Allah's unity in all of man's action, which directly or indirectly relates to him. I mean that whatever we do, it must be directed only to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the one. We must always keep saying this in our, because the problem today happened to us because we forget our function. We must remember that this is very, very important statement. We are created by Allah and for Allah. We are created by Allah and for Allah. Okay. Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mati lillahi rabbil alamin. Everything we do, it is for Allah. This is being reminded daily. Daily, how many times? 5 times per day. That we recite in Salat 5 times daily to remind us of this. Our purpose of creation is worship only Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. What is the purpose of the hand? To grab. If the hand cannot grab, then the hand problem. What is the function of the eye? To see. If the eye cannot see, then the eye has problem. The function of the to hear. If the ear cannot hear, the ear has problem. What is the function of man? Serve God. But if the man cannot serve God, the man has problem. Even though the body looks very healthy, but actually the heart is sick. We are having problem because we do not function in accordance to what we are created for. Okay. It is the belief that Allah is one without partner, His dominion and His action. This is Tawheed, we call Tawheed Rububiyah. This is about He is the creator. One will similitude in His essence and attributes. This is Tawheed we call Asma wa Sifat. And one without rival in His divinity and in worship. This is what we call Tawheed Ibadah or Tawheed Uluhiyah. Tawheed Uluhiyah. If you see the translation, this Rububiyah means lordship. We translate into English as lordship. From the word Rob. From the word Rob, that is Lord. Rob, Lord, lordship, Tawheed Rububiyah. Asma, names, mean attributes. Translate into English. But when it comes to Uluhiyah, Tawheed Uluhiyah, we translate into worship. So why somehow the translation is not coherent? Like because the Rububiyah from Rob, Asma, name, sifat, attributes. But when it comes to Uluhiyah, Tawheed Uluhiyah, we translate into worship. So the answer is, what and ilah because of the worship. Meaning that even you say that Allah is my God, but when it comes to worship, you worship someone else, meaning that that's not really ilah, meaning that that's complete. The Tawheed is not complete. Meaning that when you accept Him as a God, you must also worship Him. There is no God except Allah. There is no God except Allah. You see the expression. The expression is, Allah means if the expression like this. Allah is God. Allah is God. And some people say that, yes, it is a God. So people might say that, but that's why our Shahada, it denies first. La ilaha. La ilaha. No, there's no God. Illallah, except Allah. That's why the expression comes in that way. To deny all any other God. La ilaha illallah. So example, another expression. Okay. Our purpose of creation is to worship Allah. Our purpose of creation is to worship Allah. To do ibadah. People may say there are sometimes you do things not related to Allah, ibadah. But expression comes, wama khalaqtul jinna wal ins. We don't create you. Wama khalaqtul jinna. We don't create jinn wal ins and men. Wama khalaqtul jinna wal ins illa. See, deny us any other purpose. We don't create you for any other purpose. Illa liya'budun. Meaning that whatever you do, meaning that at the end, the ultimate purpose is to do ibadah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It becomes the umbrella. Whatever you do, it must come under the umbrella of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to become rich under the umbrella of mardatillah. Whatever you do, it must come under this umbrella. Okay. This category is based on the fundamental concept that Allah alone caused all things to exist. When there were nothing, He sustained and maintains creation without any need from it or for it. Allahus Samad. Allahus Samad. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. and he is the sole Lord of the universe and is in here. Everything depend on him. Everything depend on him. It is the belief that there is only one God who is the creator of everything in the heaven and on the earth. God is the most powerful. These days, they think that our galaxy is before this is the only, but now they find a lot of new galaxies, bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger. And the sun previously is a bigger star for us, but now the sun become very small because they find another, what they call this, stars that much bigger till the sun become very little. And all this under the management of one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The belief that this creator is the sustainer, Razak, manager of the affairs of the whole universe. He is the only one who gives life and takes it away. He is all-knowing. He is merciful and does what he wishes because he is the creator of everything. Everyone is dependent on heaven or the earth. Allahu khaliq kulli shay wa huwa ala kulli shay'in wakil. Allah created all things and he is the agent on which all things depend. Az-Zumar, verse 62. Wallahu khalaqakum wa ma ta'malun. And Allah created you all and whatever you do. Okay, this is the first Tawheed Rububiyah, unity of worship, Tawheed Uluhiyah, unity of worship. It is the belief in the unity of Allah worship. He is the one who deserves to be worshipped. Tawheed Uluhiyah. He is the one who sets the way how we worship him, and we should follow his instruction and Sharia as he ordered and instructed us to do. Meaning that any actions to be accepted by Allah must fulfill two conditions. Number one, the right niyyah, that is for Allah. Salat for Allah. Sadaqah for Allah. Hajj for Allah. Number one. And niyyah alone does not, what they call this, guarantee the acceptance. It must come with the second condition, which is the right method or the right ways, meaning that we must do according to what is being shown by our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, there's two conditions for any amal to be accepted. Number one, the right intention, and number two, the right method or the right ways. All form of worship must be directed only to Allah because he alone deserves worship, and it is he alone who can grant benefits to man as a result of his worship. Furthermore, there is no need for any form of intercessors or intermediary between man and God. Direct, we can pray to Allah direct. Allah emphasized the importance of directing worship to him alone by pointing out that this was the main purpose of man creation and the essence of the message brought by all the prophets. Allah says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I created the jinn and humankind only that they might worship me. Verily, we have sent to every nation a messenger, say, worship Allah and avoiding falsehood. Ya'budullah wajtanibut taghut. And do not worship beside Allah that which cannot help or harm you. Okay. My dear brothers and sisters, now comes to the Tawheed of Al-Asma wa Sifat. It is the belief that God has attributes and names, and one should worship him and do supplication dua to him using his names and attributes. No one has the right to tell us about his name and attributes except his messengers who came to teach people the names and attributes through using the revelation which God sent to them. We cannot imagine a God and give him names and attributes. La kaif, la kaif means no howness, no howness. La bila kaif. We cannot imagine a God and give him names and attributes, such as the way of Arab before Islam made idols and give them names and attributes and worship them. This is not correct, because only Allah can tell us about his name and attributes. Allah must be referred to according to how he described himself or how his prophet have described him. Meaning that the source to know about Allah is the Quran and also the words of the prophet. Laisa kamislihi syai' wa huwa as-sami'ul basir. Laisa kamislihi syai' wa huwa as-sami'ul basir. There is nothing like him, and he is hearer and seer of all. Every Muslim should believe in the unity of Lordship, worship, the names and attributes. And if one denies one of them, meaning that, if there is, now we say three Tawheed, what they call this, Tawheed Rububiyyah, Tawheed Uluhiyyah, and Asma wa Sifat, three Tawheeds. But if you reject one, 3 minus 1, it does not become 2. It becomes 0, meaning that everything will be void, null and void. Every Muslim should believe in the unity of Lordship, worship, and names of attributes. And if one denies one of them, even one of them, or all understood, he is considered as the unbeliever, yani kafir, out of Islam, out of Islam. And then, so related to God also, Tawheed is the opposite, is Shirik. In order to know Tawheed better, it is good that we know also about Shirik. Like, if you want to know about black, it is good to know about white. If you want to know about darkness, you also needs better to know also about lights, for example. So it helps. It helps. So the opposite of Tawheed is Shirik. The study of Tawheed cannot be considered complete without a careful analysis of its opposite, that is Shirik. Shirik literally means partnership, shared, or associating. But Islamically, it refers to the act of assigning partners to Allah in whatever form it may take. It means Allah has partners. Some modern Muslim scholars interpret the concept of shirk to include all kinds of worshipping others with God, such as worshipping the material aspect of life and fearing people more than God, and associating themselves in any act of shaitan. In the Quran, Allah said, "Afara'aita man ittakhadha ilahahu hawa." Have you seen many people who takes other than gods to be their God? Take their nafs, their desire to be their God. Afara'aita man ittakhadha ilahahu hawa, meaning that they takes their desire to be their God, meaning that my life is for my desire. Supposed to be my life is for Allah, but they follow all their desire, all the instruction, the command of their desire. So now, at this moment, the desire become their God. Some people, their profession become their God. Money, wealth, materials become their gods. So this is also considered as shirik, as shirik. Okay, that's about Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Actually, it is very concise. As I said, this might open the door for you to know about Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. It is very important because He is our purpose of creation. The more you know Him, the better person you will become. The more the happier you will become. Because that is the source of what they call is our happiness. The source of our happiness. Allahumma antas salam wa minkas salam wa ilaika ya'udus salam. Meaning that if we are away from as-salam, then we are going to the destruction. The more we go away from Allah, the more we are going to have a problem. The problem. Okay. So now we comes to the concept of a man in the Quran and Sunnah. Who is man? When we talk about man, don't look at something outside. It is about ourselves. We are talking about ourselves. Okay. Can we know about man from senses? Yes, can. Can we know man from akal? Yes, can. But the most correct knowledge about man is the one that comes from Al-Quran, because it is from the creator of man himself, the creator of man himself. Yes, we can use our senses, we can use our akal, but it must be in line with what is being mentioned by Al-Quran and Hadith. Okay. Man in Islam is a multi-dimensional creature, stands between the material and spiritual worlds. The body is material and the ruh is spiritual, and partakes the nature of both body and soul. Body and soul. We are neither body nor soul. We are insan. Insan means the mix between jasad and ruh, because jasad without ruh is not insan. Jasad without ruh is not insan. We call mayat. Dead already. So it is not insan. Don't call the mayit insan. When he is dead, he is no longer insan. He is mayit, means no ruh. No ruh. The ruh without body is not insan. The ruh without body is not insan. We call what? Some people call ghost. No, it is not ghost. Ghost is jinn. Jinn is from fire. Angel from the lights. The ruh, later we will inform what are the ruh made from. So when there is no body, when there is no body, without body, the ruh is called ruh. The ruh is called ruh. It is not insan. Insan is what? The unity between body and soul. Body and soul. So it creates a new creation. New creation. God has originated him from clay, the material, so the animal's world is reflected. So the nubs, especially the nubs part, it is because of the lower elements in ourselves, which is the soil, the clay. Due to this bodily dimension, man needs resources of the material world for his personal growth and social fulfillment. We need food, and our food all come, because we are from the soil. Because we are from the soil, then the maintenance also should come from the soil. Yeah. So let's say, for example, we eat meat. Meat come from the cow. Cow eat the grass. The grass come from, at the end, it goes back to the soil. So meaning that whatever maintenance it goes back to our nature. It goes back to our nature, because that is our material, the bodily material. The second crucial dimension that the Quran deals with mankind is man as a moral creature. In this regard, the Quran employs terms such as khilafah, vicegerency, taqwa, piety, iman, believing, Islam, total submissions to God, or their opposite terms such as fujur, immorality, kufur, disbelieving, nifaq, hypocrite. This is what they call this the ruh with regard to the ruh. To the ruh. When we talk about the ruh, we talk about the heart. We talk about the akal. We talk about the what they call this the qalb. So this, when we talk about this, the value of this, when we talk about khilafah, about taqwa. At-taqwa huna, the Prophet said, referring to the heart. About iman also in the heart. About Islam, total submission, shahadah. The opposite, and fujur, kufur, all related to the spiritual element. Inna fil jasad mudghah iza salahat salahal jasad kullu iza fasada fasada jasad kullu ala wahiyya al-qalbu. Ala wahiyya al-qalbu. So it refers to when it is good, the body, in the body there are what I call this a flesh. If it is good, the whole body will be good. If it is bad, spoiled, the whole body will be spoiled. Ala wahiyya al-qalbu. That is the heart. The heart here does not refer to the jantung, to the physical one. The heart here refers to the spiritual heart, the seat of knowledge and the seat of intention. The seat of intention. The physical one refers to the jantung. We have here in Malaysia, in your country, we have National Heart Institute. That's also heart. That refers to the physical. But here we are talking about the spiritual part, which is the seat of intention, what you call the seat of knowledge, the seat of taqwa, S-E-A-T, seat, S-E-A-T, seat, the place, the abode, the home, the home. Okay. Creation of man. What is this? Okay, still it's this side. Okay, that. Creation of man. Man is God creature, just like other created beings. Man is God creature, just like other created beings. He has been created in the best conceivable pattern. Laqad khalaqnal insan fi ahsani taqwim. The best pattern God creates the body, especially the physical part. Is the best form. Laqad khalaqnal insana fi ahsani taqwim. Summa radadnahu asfala safilin. Then they become back to low. Because of what? Because of the sins that they have made. Summa radadnahu asfala safilin. Allah create them, mashallah, good. By fitrah, man is good. But later they commit a lot of sins. Then summa radadnahu asfala safilin, because of the mistake, the sayyi'at, the sins that they have made. God fashioned Adam out of a baked clay, which when organized into a human being, produce and extract sulala, reproductive semen. When injected into the womb, this semen undergoes a creative process, as has been described in the Quran, the process of creating the baby, the fetus. The place of man in God's universe. So where are we in this world? In this world. Okay, man is God creature, just like other created beings, but the whole creatures. You see, meaning that we are also the rest also is the creation created by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. We are also created by Allah. But what is the difference between us and them? Man is God creature, just like other created beings, but the whole creatures have been made subservient for him. This is what you can Google, see a very long discussion especially by Ar-Razi in his tafsir, and the concept of taskhir. Taskhir means, in the Quran there are many ayah, comes in the expression of sakhara. Sakhara lakumul bahra. Sakhara means, from the word sakhara comes the word taskhir. Taskhir means Allah make create things for us, for our use. Allah create the sun for us. Allah create the days and night for us, the stars for us, the water for us, the animal for us. Everything Allah creates for us. There must be hikmah. There must be hikmah. Everything that Allah created. That is the concept of taskhir. Yeah. No. Okay. Indeed, man has been raised far above most other creatures. We are higher. We are higher because of akal. We have honored the sons of Adam, provided them with transport on land and sea, give them for sustaining things good and pure, and comfort on them special favors above a great part of our creation. This is an honor to men. But we must remember the rule is privilege comes with responsibility. Privilege comes with responsibility. The more privilege we enjoy, actually it doesn't come without nothing. It comes with responsibility. It comes with everything will be questioned later by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And so that's, don't simply enjoy it, but we can enjoy it with what they call this, with a responsible, responsible attitude. Because at the end, Allah will question the amanah given to us. Right. The purpose of creation is وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ ibadah. And then under this ibadah also comes khilafah. Khilafah means, it is ibadah is a vertical. Abdun, what is the difference between Abdun and Khalifa? Abdun is the vertical relationship between a person and God, and Khalifa is the horizontal relationship. We are the servant of Allah. At the same time, we are a Khalifa, a vicegerent of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And why we have this khilafah? Of course, because of the akal Allah give us, and with this akal comes the amanah, the trust, the responsibilities. So this make us a moral being. A moral beings means we will be responsible on our behaviors, on our characters, on our characters. Okay. Some people, they, brothers and sisters, some people, they just think about themselves to be good. They have family, but they just care about themselves. They do good alone. Actually, they are supposed to bring together in Jannah. The best things, when we entered into Jannah together with our families, our children, and our wife and our spouse. Some people, they think that they can go to Jannah alone. This is, is very, very strange. You cannot go to Jannah alone unless you must make sure that you bring your families together, unless they don't want to go. But you must make sure, meaning that, the sins of your spouse, the sins of your children, meaning that, if you don't do, meaning that if you don't tell them, if you don't educate them, meaning that you don't fulfill your responsibility, meaning that you will be questioned. You will be questioned, meaning that in this situation, not only our sins will harm us, but those who are under our responsibilities also, their sin also will harm harm us. Because we are not only Abdun, we are also Khalifa. Khalifa means our responsibility toward others. But there are limitations. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Okay. What is a Khalifa? Khalifa means the one who exercises delegated power on behalf of the supreme authority. Allah sent us here to rule according to his power or authority. In this way, he is not the master, but the deputy of the one who has entrusted him with power. Let's say, for example, our country sent us to be representative in the United Nations, meaning that what we speak there in the United Nations should represent the aspiration of our country. You cannot go there, at the end you do something against the country, because it is your country that sent you there. The same when Allah sent us as his representative, is Khalifa, it means that we are not free to do whatever we do against his what they call this, his wills or his commands. We are here because of him and for him. Okay. A Khalifa is entrusted with certain powers to govern and manage the world. Of course, God will equip us. In order to be a Khalifa, there must be what they call tools. There must be tools, and Allah knows, and Allah equip us. A Khalifa is given freedom of action, but he has to choose the right thing and leave the wrong things. A Khalifa has duties and responsibilities to his creator, to himself, to his fellow men, and to other creatures of Allah. A Khalifa is equipped with knowledge. Allah gives knowledge of everything good and bad, right and wrong, so that he is able to establish justice. Allah provided man with everything he needs to fulfill his responsibilities, material and immaterial things. A Khalifa will be held responsible and accountable for all his actions on the day of judgment. This we must remember. Dunya is not everything. Dunya is a transit only, where we use all the property given by Allah to us, we invest it, and then the return we will bring back to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we invest the property given by Allah in the wrong way, then we will be answerable. But if we invest the property given by Allah in the right way, so it become our what they call our benefits that we will enjoy in the next life. A Khalifa is promised paradise if he succeeds in fulfilling his responsibilities, and hellfire if he fails to do so. Allah has from time to time sent prophets and messengers to guide the children of Adam. Responsibilities of a Khalifa. We have social responsibilities, we have economic responsibilities, we have political responsibilities, and we have a religious responsibility. There are many other responsibilities that might be not this four, but it is according to our what they call this limitation. Responsibility from two words, response and able. Responsibility from two words, response and able. If you are able to respond, it is your responsibility. But if you are not able to respond, then it is not your responsibility. And la yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Okay. And I think the last one is related to man is the concept of amanah. Amanah is the common name for the responsibility given to man as a Khalifa, which he must fulfill. Allah says, we did indeed offer the trust to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, but they refused to undertake it, being afraid thereof, but man undertook it he was indeed unjust, zalim, and jahul, and foolish. So meaning that, man is not actually unjust and foolish, but here the what they call this sifat is directed to those who ignore their responsibilities. If they ignore their responsibilities, they take for granted their responsibilities, then they fall under these two categories, which is zalim and jahul. Zalim and jahul. Okay, I think that's and then okay. Oh, sorry, this is another one. The meaning and concept of fitrah. This is also related to men. Fitrah means what? The natural constitution with which a child is created and born, whereby he is capable of accepting the religion of truth. Kullu mauludin yuladu alal fitrah. Every newborn is born under fitrah or in fitrah. The Prophet is reported to have said, every child is born with a true faith, fitrah, that is to worship Allah alone. But his parents convert him to Judaism, Christianity, and Maganism, Majusi. I think that's I think briefly about what I call this about fitrah. This fitrah. Another definition of fitrah is the pattern by which God creates man. The pattern by which God creates man. When Allah create His creation, Allah create the sun, Allah create the animal, Allah create together with the pattern. The sun has its pattern, the animal has its patterns, the cow has its pattern. Everything with patterns. Everything with pattern. This is what we call sunnatullah. Sunnatullah. The law of Allah, the pattern of Allah. But when it comes to fitrah, when it comes to man, there is a specific sunnatullah. The name actually refers to fitrah. Fitrah is the fitrah is the pattern for men. Under the bigger we call sunnatullah. But for men, it is being specific what we call fitrah. So this fitrah, meaning by born, meaning that it's supposed to be good, but because of the environment, and then sometimes we go against this fitrah. Remember, when you go against fitrah, meaning that there will be consequence. There will be consequence. Every things that against fitrah, you can expect some consequence. Like the sun, for example, the fitrah of the sun rising from the east and set in the west. But later the sun will rise from the west and set from the east, meaning that the sun goes against fitrah. So wait for the consequence, which is the sign of Qiyamah. I think hopefully it will make you understand. This is very important. The two concept, which is the concept of Allah, we talk about Tawheed, and the concept of man in the Quran and Sunnah. Thank you very much. I pass the button back to Mr. Shahab. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.